everybody. Hey Peter. So if you missed my video earlier, I showed you how to make stock. And I'm gonna do a really easy chicken turkey noodle soup. Basically, when it comes to the soup, it's super easy to do because all your flavor is back in the stock that I showed you how to make earlier. So we're just gonna do a mirepoix. If you don't know what mirepoix is, just a mixture of celery, carrot, and onions. I'm gonna do some fresh herbs. I'm gonna do some dried herbs. Hey everybody. And then the turkey from last night. If you missed that video, that was epic with Corner Butcher Shop. He supplied two Shelton Farms turkeys. We roasted one. So I've got the turkey meat, and then the other one I spatchcocked earlier today. If you don't know what spatchcocking is, go back and look it up. You can go to my YouTube, Foodie Princess. All the videos end up there. So if you want to look something up, that's where they are. Otherwise, you'll never find them. Okay, so chicken soup, turkey soup, to me, it's medicinal. This is a soup that, for me, is like a health elixir, if you will. So when I'm making it, I'm thinking about benefits of health, obviously. So you hear about bone broth, and there's a lot of hype out there about bone broth, and it's true. Bone broth, like pho, when you eat the Vietnamese soup called pho. Some people want to call it pho, but it's really pho. It's very medicinal. There's a lot of aromatics in it, and it's a slow simmered bone broth if it's made correctly. So my chicken soup or my turkey soup is made the same way in the fact that I do a low and slow. I cooked my turkey stock about 6 hours. It could go way longer. You could put it in a crock pot if you wanted to, but my kids have events tonight and we're getting, going all different places. So I wanted to kind of get on quick. I promised you this recipe. So again, health benefits. Hey Colin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just rough cutting these carrots, whatever kind of carrots you like. If you like the multicolored ones, I like just the old orange, and I buy organic when I can find it. If you don't do organic, that's fine too. If you grow them, even better. I'm just putting them into discs. Chicken soup shouldn't be fancy, in my opinion. It's something your grandma made you. It's something your mom made you when you were sick. It's something that was meant to make you feel better. It's something you take a friend when they're not feeling well. It's kind of a token of love, don't you think? I think it is. Anyway, so here's my mirepoix. Onion, celery, and carrots. Now, if you hate celery, a lot of people do, still do it. Just cut it small, okay? It adds a lot of flavor in here. And of course, when we did our stock earlier today, we had those same aromatic vegetables in that stock. So the flavor's really in the stock already. But we're gonna go ahead and do this really quick video. So you wanna take some oil in your pan. I like olive oil, and I'm gonna use a combination of regular olive oil, and I love my Trader Joe's garlic. They're not sponsors, I just love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the pan, and I'm gonna slow saute, please don't, thank you. I'm gonna slow saute my mirepoix, my onion, celery, and carrot, okay? I'm gonna get a wooden spoon, because I like a wooden spoon, something flat. And I'm using the same stock pot from earlier, so it's really a one-pot meal. I did rinse it out. You wanna make sure there's, sometimes there's some ickies in there from your stock. Excuse me. And I just wanna give these a little light saute. I'm not cooking them over high heat. I'm just doing it kind of on a medium high heat. I also have some garlic. Why? Because garlic is so medicinal, so I want garlic in there. I also put a parsnip. I don't know if you're familiar with a parsnip. It kind of has a purplish color. I add a parsnip to mine, cut it up into cubes like this, and I only put about half in there because they're starchy. Some people put potatoes in there. I don't want potatoes in my chicken soup, so it's up to what you do it however you want to do it. I'm just telling you what I like to do. I think parsnip adds a nice flavor to it, just something a little different. I also add lemon at the end. There's lemon in my chicken stock, if you saw my video earlier. To me, lemon juice, again, is very medicinal. It's very healthy, and I put lots of garlic. So I have about 7 cloves of garlic in this at least, and I have that many in my stock. So it's a garlicky, I'm trying to sweat that sickness out of somebody. And then I'm gonna use fresh herbs from my garden, and I'm kind of depleted because I've been cooking a lot the last few days. So I've used up a lot of my spices. But parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, I have some fresh dill. Dill is wonderful in chicken soup, but whatever you like. You know, it's really simple, okay? And then I'm gonna use my little food scooper. Very simple, I'm adding garlic. Again, I don't want this to burn. I just want it to lightly saute, okay? And then you can add more vegetables if you want to. I'm gonna add some salt at this point because I didn't salt my stock. So if you're using like a packaged stock, it's fine. I do it all the time. Try and do stock, not broth. We talked about the difference between stock and broth and the level of flavor. So stock is more developed. And again, if you didn't see the video from this morning, please go back and try and find it. It'll be in my Foodie Princess YouTube probably tomorrow. I don't have it up there yet, but do stock. But be careful, they're very salty. So you want to be careful about your seasoning as you're going, okay? But I made the stock that I'm putting in this, so I didn't salt it. So I already know I can layer this, salt this layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt, maybe a teaspoon-ish, a pinch. Okay, and I'm just lightly sauteing because I feel like your mom is making Chinese rice porridge. Oh, I love that. Every culture has like a chicken soup. You know, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and you know, it's a predominantly Eastern European kind of area, and you know, they'd call it like Jewish, you know, chicken soup would be like Jewish medicine, whatever. I mean, it's so good for you, and every culture has something similar, you know. Vietnamese pho is very similar. It's very medicinal. It's very, soup is just like a hug. Don't you think soup's like a hug? I love that. Well, if your mom wants to come on and make that porridge, Eric, tell her to call me. I would love to learn how to do it, and I think everybody else would enjoy. I love learning about people's cultures. I think food and cultures are just fascinating. Okay, so these are looking good. I'm not looking to like cook them. I just want them translucent and light, okay? And then I'm gonna add my stock, the stock of love. All that beautiful stuff I put in earlier, I wanna bring over what I strained out of it. It's all going, the dog's gonna eat some of it. I'll make sure to carefully take the bones out. You don't want dogs to get chicken bones. But I'm gonna get a towel on the bottom of this so it doesn't drip all over my floor. But this is all that love. All the vegetables, all the meat, the bones. This is not going in my soup. You know, you could pick the meat off this bone and put it in there. You could do that. I'm not doing that. The dog's gonna eat very well tonight. I'll hand pick it off. He loves cooked carrots, and he loves all that. So just be sure you don't have any bones in there. They're small, and you don't want your dog to get sick. Okay, and I'm not a veterinarian, so I don't want to, you know, I don't know about what your vet says about feeding your dog table scraps. That's just what I do. I'm going to put my parsnip in there, about a cup's worth. Again, I don't want too much in here. I just want to saute it ever so slightly, and then I'm going to add my stock. I'm going to go ahead and pepper this with cracked pepper. And I keep the herbs fairly simple in this dish, and of course you can cater it to your taste. The basics are in here, and you can just go crazy with whatever you want. I don't know if you guys can see in here. I'm just gonna tilt this just so you can see in the pot. Okay? You see inside? Hey, Colin, I know, right? I'm always on the inopportune time. Okay, so these are cooking. I'm gonna add my stock without spilling it. So this is strained, and I'm just gonna pour it in. I'm making a big pot of this, so I've got another container of it. I'm gonna put this over here. Whatever will fit. I've got more in here, and I'm gonna pour that in here, all the goodness at the bottom. And see the rim, there's got a little bit of fat. I want that, because it's so tasty. This adds like, you want a little bit of fat on there, you know? I'm sorry, you just do it. Just tastes so good. I hate seeing like canned chicken soup and there's like no fat on the top. Like, where's the fat? Okay, I'm gonna bring this up to a higher heat. I'm gonna put it on high just to kind of bring it up to boil. And then I'm gonna add my fresh herbs. I've got parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, and dill. I'm adding dill to it. Again, whatever you like. If you don't have fresh herbs, you can add dried. I'm going to add some dried in here, so we'll talk about that. And the reason I do that is I feel like fresh and dried have different flavor profiles. They're the same thing, but when they're dry, they have a different flavor, and I like to add them at different times. So I usually add my dried first and my fresh last, but in the soup, I just add it all at the same time. One more thing I'm gonna add, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is, turmeric. Don't have to add it, but when somebody's sick, I feel like this has a lot of health properties to it. So I add a little bit of turmeric to it, and it's a pretty color. That's just me, you don't have to do that. I just add it, and then of course I squeeze lemon in it, and I like that. And that's more of a Greek, you know, they do kind of that lemon chicken soup. So I'm gonna roll all my herbs kind of into a ball, or a roll, if you will, and I'm gonna do what's called a chiffonade, and that's just where, here, I'm gonna get that stem off. That's just where you're just like cutting your herbs up, and I have like the worst knife right now, but you get the idea. I'm cutting them up into smaller pieces, and then I'm just gonna run my knife through them and just keep going back and forth, and just keep scooping. I've got some garlic on the board still, and I just want to get them kind of, you know, pulverized, right? And those herbs are just going to just brighten up that soup, and they're so beautiful when you serve it. And I'm just gonna put that in there. Now, I've got that on high, my chicken from last night. So about this, I don't always cut my pieces, I kind of tear them. Now this is refrigerated, it's cold, so I may need to use my knife, but I like rustic pieces of chicken, kind of hand torn. You can cut yours if you like it, if you're used to Campbell's soup, perfect little cubes that a machine makes. Do what you like. I like it to look like it should, rustic and like scratch, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of tearing pieces. Of course, I don't want them to be too big. Like this is bigger than it should be. You want to be able to like get it on your spoon and not be like gagging on it because it's, you know, it's too big. But I like just pieces, and I'm gonna mix light and dark, whatever you like, and just kind of put it in there however much you like, however little you like. You don't even have to add it if you don't like it. It's up to you, okay? And just keep adding it until you feel like you have enough. I'm looking for I want some dark meat, and I will cut this because it doesn't shred as well. And again, I'm just gonna cut it like it looks like it's shred, so it's like rustic looking and it doesn't look too perfect, okay? And I'm telling you, when you serve this bowl of soup and homemade rolls or homemade bread, oh my gosh, I should have made my homemade buns, but I didn't, because then I'll eat them, and that's bad. And we're at Halloween, and my kids' Halloween candy is sitting right over there, and I will tell you that I am a sugar addict. Hi, my name is Trish. I'm a sugar addict. I love candy, and I have really worked hard not to eat any, and I haven't gotten into it yet, but we are going to a Halloween thing tonight, and I'm just praying. I feel like I need a 12-step program. That I don't eat the candy. So I don't want to make rolls. I don't want to I just don't want to do it. I've been eating a lot lately, so I gotta be careful. Okay, so again, I don't want to just keep doing this. You get the idea. You just want to keep, just do it over the pan, keep adding it in there. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this behind here. I can add more later. I'm gonna rinse my hands. Let me just stir it so you can get the idea. So we have garlic, we have carrot, we have onion, we have celery, we have parsnip, we have parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, dill. We're gonna put lemon in it. I've got a little garlic, olive oil, and regular olive oil. I've got a little salt. I'm gonna taste it. It's gonna need more for sure. I'm gonna put a little bit more thyme in it. I dried thyme because my thyme was get it? My thyme was depleted. Rub sage. I love to put rub sage in it. This is something, I think rub sage has a different profile than fresh sage, in my opinion. You can do whatever you want, but this just smells like fall. I mean, this to me is the smell of fall. So I'm gonna be generous with it. I'm gonna put in a good 2.5 teaspoons worth of the rub sage. This just gives it that lovely, lovely smell. You really know it's chicken soup when you smell this. And I'm gonna let this cook and simmer down, let the vegetables get tender. I'm gonna add noodles into it. My kids like noodles. Again, if you're trying to stay low carb, I mean, there's carrots in here and there's a parsnip, but if you can go light on those, you can add other vegetables. My kids love, and I love these egg noodles. These are they're a product of Germany. They're really good, eggy. You know, I like egg noodles in soup. These are, I get these at a specialty store. They're just a really, really nice egg noodle. So I'll add some of that noodle. Be careful not to add too many because they'll keep expanding and they'll suck up all that luscious broth and then you'll have just a bowl of noodles. So at the most, I'm gonna add half of a package. This is a 16-ounce bag. So about half of this, I probably will end up adding more stock as this goes along. I'm gonna watch it and see what happens. Turmeric, I'm gonna add probably just like, maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of a teaspoon, 1/2 of a teaspoon. You don't need too much. Maybe 1/2 of a teaspoon, okay? And then I'm gonna squeeze some lemon on it. And to me, there's lemon already in the stock, but to me, I just like the lemon flavor with chicken soup. I think it's a nice bright flavor. And I'm just gonna do 1 whole lemon in there. And again, that's gonna help if you're feeling sick, if you're congested. Lemon helps break that up. So this is my recipe. It's very simple. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm not doing anything great. The greatness was in the stock that I showed you earlier. That's where the love is. That's where you're gonna get your developed flavors. That's what's gonna make somebody eat your soup and go, wow, this is great soup. It's the stock. So take your time, develop your stock, put in great aromatics, fresh produce, fresh herbs, save your chicken bones, your chicken necks, your whatever from your turkey, save it, make stock. Take the time to do it. All you have to do is really just dump it in a pot. It's not a lot of work, and throw in some carrots and an onion. You don't even have to peel them really, just throw them in there, you know, and then just dump them. Put them in your compost, give them to your dog, whatever you're gonna do. Again, be careful of chicken bones with animals, but this is one of those dishes that is so good to eat when you're sick. It just feels good. I have one child here that's sick right now, and so it was really great timing to be doing with Corner Butcher Shop last night the turkey, and I'm like, I'm gonna make soup for her, so that way when you're eating it, it's hot, it feels good on your throat, the ingredients are really nurturing to your body, so it's a bowl of love. It's not cheese love, but it's a bowl of love, and I hope that you guys can make this recipe, save your turkey stuff on Thanksgiving and make soup the next day. It's delicious. I will probably, depending on how sick she is, do pot pie, turkey pot pie tomorrow, because I want to try and give you guys ideas on how to do leftovers with your turkey, because you know we have all this leftovers, and I know sandwiches are like definitely #1, but it's nice to make some meals out of it, you know what I mean? Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. Stay out of that Halloween candy. I'm talking to myself. Trisha, stay out of the candy. It goes on your booty. All right, guys, have a good day.